there, adventurers. Welcome to NSR in the Morning with your host, Nick F. How are y'all doing today? It's been 1 week since my last update. I recorded a few little bits in between, but overall I didn't really like what I was seeing, what I was hearing. See, that's the thing about not going off any kind of a script, is that sometimes I just ramble on and it's boring as fuck. And sometimes it comes out and it sounds decent. Sometimes it's hilarious. Sometimes I just want to hang myself. Anywho, so yeah, like I said, it's been 1 week and I'm working on getting a more consistent schedule. I'm thinking about doing Mondays and Fridays as far as this little rambling journey that we're going on, because I think that's two good days. You know, Fridays people are out. I don't know. Fucking, let's not get into the analytics or anything, but I think it's just a better day. Friday, Monday. So that's probably what I'll do. You may notice that today is a Saturday, so that schedule may not start immediately. And also, it's going to depend on what I got going on, because I do have a full-time job running these kids around, and also I work 40 hours a week, so there's that. Anywho, on to the next bullet point, because that's what I'm going to do. Project update. The project I was talking about, I've got a name for it. I've got an episode written. I've got another idea for an episode pretty much in the works, and then I've got a couple ideas I'm throwing around. I think the segments are pretty much put together. So here pretty soon I'm going to start recording, and then I might dick around with the editing and production for a while until I get something that I think I can go with. I can keep consistent for a while on. But so far it's fucking coming out great. Like I said, it might be another week or two. But so far I'm happy with the results. And I think everyone's going to really like it. It's very, very, very different than what you've seen on this channel before, even going back to my very first couple of podcasts where I was doing my little comedy bits and current events and stuff like that. So it's a lovely, beautiful, rainy Saturday morning. What are you guys doing with your weekend? Do you have the weekend off, even? I know a lot of people don't. I typically don't, but this weekend I was on the Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. schedule. So in that way, I am blessed with the weekend. And of course, the one weekend I do get off, it's fucking raining. But that's okay. We're going to work through it. A lot of the stuff I do is indoors anyways. Except for my new favorite hobby, which is punching this ridiculous heavy punching bag I got. I tell you what though, everyone needs to go hit a punching bag. Everyone, at least once. Find a friend that has one, go to a gym, just stop off. Show up and be like, hey, I want to hit the heavy bag. I tell you, as far as stress relief, there's nothing better. Nothing I've found so far anyways. Except for hard drugs, which we're not going to do because we're upstanding citizens. Anywho, so I got this heavy bag and I'm beating the shit out of it and kicking it, punching it, and god damn does it feel good. I'll tell you what, totally worth the just over $100 that I spent on the rack and the bag. I've not been so excited about fucking beating anything since I was about 11 years old. And this thing it's just a perfect recipient for all my stress and rage like nothing I've ever seen before. So that's the second thing I think everybody should do. Get in on a punching bag. Even if you don't have to buy one. Though I will say, if you've got a basement or, big driveway or big backyard or something, get you a rack and a heavy bag if you're into home workouts, like cardio, stuff like that. Fuck a treadmill. Fuck an elliptical. Fuck all that shit. If you're gonna go with a home exercise equipment, get some weights, obviously, because you gotta lift. Can't just do cardio. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Get the weights and then get this heavy bag, because that shit will cardio the fuck out of you. And in addition, it'll build up your shoulders a little bit and your forearm. These are just things I'm noticing today. Also, I just used my weight training gloves to hit the bag with. And if you're really planning on belting it out, I would suggest getting something with a little more padding, which is what I'm going to do today. Because my knuckle on my left hand is ripped the fuck up. I got little red lines all over me. They look like henna tattoos, I think, from where the glove was just being repeatedly smashed into my skin. Yeah, that's the second thing everyone should do. Punching bag. First thing, record yourself for a length of time and then go back and listen to it or watch it and find out about yourself. Whew. I went out for Chinese food yesterday with the kids because it was a lovely Friday. We were out paying some bills and shit. So we went to motherfucking Noodle down on Kirby Witten and had a blast, fucking whiling out. It was pretty dead in there for a Friday night. But that's a good thing, usually. Until Morgan karate chops my glass of Coke off the table and right into her lap. So that was pretty interesting. The table of like 7 that was seated 10 minutes after me got their food first after that. And they also got their check first after that. So, but you know how it is if you've ever worked in a restaurant. You cause a fucking commotion, your shit just takes a little bit longer somehow. It's just the way the world seems to work, right? But it was delicious! Woo! Ain't nothing like some goddamn Chinese food, I tell you what. Still looking for a good buffet out here. I think the last one I went to was Grand Pacific, and that's the best one so far, but I'm holding out for something better. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather these last couple days. I think just the fucking pollen came back out. Yellow fucking toxic smoke cloud that descends from the fucking trees just fucks everything up. So I haven't been to the gym in a couple days. I've just been kind of working and resting, and that's why it's been so long since my last update. Yeah, that sounds like a good excuse. Oh god, yeah, I'm not feeling it. My sniffles went away, and then immediately my nose just plugged back up. So I'm extremely sensitive to pollen. When I was younger, I had to take Zyrtec back when there was a prescription, and yeah, during the spring, because I just wouldn't be able to smell anything whatsoever for 2 weeks. And every night when I slept, it just sounded like not pretty. Whew. So yeah, beautiful weekend I'm about to go take advantage of by going and paying some more bills and probably getting that punching bag out, hopefully, if it stops raining. I'm very fucking excited about that motherfucking shit. Goddamn. And oh shit, the other day when I was at the red light down the street by the gas station, a dude's car broke down. It's like Pakistani dude, and he immediately like hopped out the whip, went to the trunk and pulled out one of those quick charge, those portable chargers, because I guess he must have known he was having a problem with his battery or alternator, more likely, if I know anything about cars, which I don't. And so he's out there fucking charging his shit up right there at the red light with like 17 cars behind him, and fucking people trying to get around, and I'm in the turning lane, so they're going around me. People are coming from the opposite direction. Cars are just fucking jumbling up, fucking confused, all looking at each other, honking and shit. Meanwhile, simultaneously on the corner, there's this guy. He's dressed up. He's got his little skinny jeans. He's got his wife beater on and a coat, even though it's like 80 degrees outside, beanie, headphones, and all that. And some other dude comes up to him, seemingly for no fucking reason, and just starts calling him a faggot. And they're just screaming. Dude's like, fuck off, man. Fuck off, man. Yeah, you faggot. Motherfucking faggot. Then all of a sudden, they're fucking just scrapping right there in the middle of all these cars trying to get around. Pakistani dude's just charging his battery, looking over there like, ho, kids. And fucking, they're like whipping each other's shirt off, just swinging. 2 fat girlfriends come out of nowhere like, stop! Stop it! Stop! And I'm just sitting here looking at all of this happening through my fucking windshield, like I'm just like I'm watching a video on fucking WorldStar. I'm like, this is the kind of place where shit like that happens, I guess. And I mean, I already knew that, and I've got mugged in my fucking driveway, but it's just interesting to see how the community reacts to it. It's very fucking funny. Very funny. Then, just like that, boom, both the guys disappeared. Pakistani hopped back in his car and drove off, and all the cars got back in order. The universe sorts itself out. Beautifully, I think. But that shit was funny. Yes, what a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. How'd y'all's work week go? Did it go well? Yeah? What about that person who's always talking shit about you behind your back? Yeah? Oh, you finally gave it to him, huh? Right? That's what I'm talking about. I had, when I was younger, a dream, well, more like a nightmare it was me sitting in a room, more like a walk-in closet, maybe slightly larger, and it's just filled on one side with fucking coffee beans, a huge fucking pile of coffee beans. And I was sitting in the middle of the room on the floor. I would reach over, grab one coffee bean, and move it to the other side of the room and count it. 1, pick up another one, move it to the other side of the room, count it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on ad infinitum. And that was a fucking nightmare for me as a kid, because sometimes I think it would get into the thousands, and I just couldn't wake up. Couldn't wake up from it. The fucking mind-numbing tedium of the repetitive bullshit just was making me scream inside my head. And that was part of the reason I looked into lucid dreaming and how you could utilize that to wake up from your dreams and remember your dreams better and control your dreams. And overall, I feel like it was effective. Don't ever let people tell you that's bullshit, because I will sit here and tell you I'm not a fucking psychic or a medium. I don't really believe in fucking ghosts to an extent. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or a hippie or one of those third eye activists, but lucid dreaming absolutely does work. It does. And it should, because basically, it's your mind. I mean, you can control what you're thinking. You can control what you're saying, right? I don't know, maybe you can't. Maybe you got fucking Tourette's. Cunt shit! But yeah, it works. It fucking works. I mean, it's like how you're having a fucking daydream, or you're imagining a scenario. You are the one in control of it. Maybe partnered with your subconscious a little bit to decide how certain things go. That would be otherwise outside influences, but should work the same way when you're sleeping. And it does. You just got to take a long ass time to do it. Anywho, a couple of days ago when I was moving the Easter stuff around at work, we received it through the back door, off the truck, put it on a cart, wheel it all out to the front, put it on the aisle for people to shop it. All the eggs and the grass and the baskets and the Easter eggs and the candy and all that fun stuff. And then a week later, once it settles down a little bit, we take this and move it up to the riser and move this back down. And then once it settles back down a little bit more, we're going to switch it to the other side of the aisle so that we can get the next holiday in there. And it's like a never-ending circle. And as a manager, unfortunately, I do sometimes have to count that shit. But that's when it fucking dawned on me that the reason I hate my fucking job so much is not because of the people, not because of my coworkers or the customers, who are total fucking snobby douchebags, by the way. Not because of my bosses, not because of the people I'm in charge of, not because of the company in general, but because I'm just reliving that nightmare again in a bigger room with bigger objects, moving fucking Cadbury eggs from the stock room all the way up front to the promotional aisle and counting them to make sure that we didn't get shorted or no one's stealing them, and just the tedium. It took me a year to realize that. I was sitting there stocking the shelves this year, the other day, and I realized, hey, this time last year, I was doing the exact same fucking thing. The exact same thing. I put this box on this shelf, and I put that box on that shelf, and then I came back and counted it, and then a couple weeks later, we took it off the shelf and moved it back to the back, and this is just like that walk-in closet in the coffee beans all over again. And maybe that's why it's been just wearing ceaselessly at the fucking gears of my mind. I'm not really sure. I think that's it, though. I felt like something changed within me once I realized that. I really do. Y'all gonna have to excuse me for a second while I blow my nose. I will edit it out, I promise. Alright, we're back. Oh, God. That seems worse, actually. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so that's... that fucking nightmare has just been subconsciously playing in the back of my head this whole time that I've been at this job, I think. And that's why it's just been wearing at those gears in my fucking subconscious. Not exactly letting me know, but, always there. Fucking crazy. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about my job. I've said this before plenty of times to people. My job is fine. It's by no means a cushy job, but it's also not manual labor. There's an office. I don't just sit around in it all day, but my job does entail, as a manager, that some of the tasks I complete are completed at a desk while sitting down. The other half of it is stocking shelves and even cleaning shit and ringing up people on fucking cash registers. So it's not too great, not too bad. Could be worse, could be better, and it fucking pays the bills. It's not even the worst job I've ever had. It just fucking feels like it. Because of that, the goddamn trigger of the fucking tedium, the mind-numbing, moving things around for no fucking reason. Pointless. Just so that somebody else can count dollars in a fucking vault somewhere. But yeah, that's it. So let's recap here. More consistent schedule. I'm going to try and start doing Mondays and Fridays. Granted, today is a Saturday, so this may start on Friday, or it may start Monday. I'm not really sure. Ask not what you can do. Okay, project's coming really well. Expect it within a month. I'll tell you all the name here pretty soon, so we can be on the same page as far as a release. Get a fucking punching bag, because it's gonna... Well, or don't get to a fucking punching bag, because it's gonna fucking help you out. I promise. You're gonna love it. Be careful at Chinese food restaurants, because if you spill a drink, you'll get your food last. Study lucid dreaming. Control your dreams, control your destiny, control your future. Be careful on the corner of the gas station near my house, because you might just suddenly get punched for no fucking reason and called a faggot. And listen to the NSR podcast. every fucking day. Tell all your friends about it. Speaking of, this week we do have a MF shout out. The other day there was a spike in listeners. It was exciting. I hadn't seen anything like that before, because usually I just get a couple listens on each track and then nothing, but then suddenly I got like 5, 6, 10 all at once for no fucking reason, and a couple followers and some likes, and I was just so excited. It was crazy. So anyways, this week, shouts out to BayBeautiful75 for following us on SoundCloud, and shouts out to Mick Slacken for following us on that motherfucking SoundCloud. We really appreciate that. So drop us a comment, give us a follow, something like that, and I'll give you that motherfucking shout out, because that's just what I do. It's all about you guys. Other than that, I'm just a douchebag sitting in the rain in a car, fucking talking to myself, right? So hit us up on Twitter at nosuch_radio. Email us at nsrpodcast@gmail.com. Hit like, thumbs up, give it a heart, follow, subscribe, retweet, repost, do all that fancy bullshit, and I'll love you forever. Other than that, the rain's starting to come down a little bit harder, so enjoy your motherfucking weekend. Enjoy it while you can. Bye-bye!